Welcome to a very special edition of the RotoWire MMA podcast. I'm Jake Letarski, and I'm very lucky to be here with the number 6 UFC Strawweight contender, recent BJJ brown belt, former Invicta atomweight champion, Michelle the Karate Hottie Waterson. Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time to join me today.
Well, thank you for having me. It's kind of chilly over here, so I don't want to go out anyways. It's nice to be inside.
Chilly over here? Where are you at? I'm up in Wisconsin, and we've got snow already.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's probably something you're like totally used to, but we're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it snowed about 8 inches where I'm at yesterday.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know it snowed in New Mexico. Snow in October is normal for me, but that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first off, I know I'm a little bit belated in this, but I want to say congratulations on the great performance, exceptional fight against Angela Hill. That was a treat for fight fans. Anything you do to celebrate a win like that? Do you have post-fight routines, guilty pleasures? I mean, the cheat meals, maybe the 50K's got to help, I'm sure.
Oh, it was, it's always good to get back in the win column, especially after, losing twice in a row. A lot of people start to fade off and count you out and this and that. So I think just the fact that I was able to take that W home and solidify the reason that I should still be in the top 10, solidify the idea that I do belong, and not for anybody else but myself, that, because I have been fighting for so long, sometimes you have to dig deep to find that fire. And I was able to find it, and it was good. It's like it's one of those things I have so many friends and family and loved ones that are always in my corner regardless of the outcome. But it's always nice to be able to celebrate with them, because when you lose, they mourn with you, and when you win, they celebrate with you, and that's just the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're a little more than 6 weeks out from that. You kind of mentioned getting ready to enjoy the holidays a little bit. Would you consider yourself in camp right now? Are you healthy, or are you going to kind of wait it out a little bit, see what happens here in the fourth quarter?
I'm healthy. I'm enjoying life. My family, my daughter especially sacrifices a lot when we're in camp, because, I'm not able to cook dinners with her. All my meals are prepped. So usually we just, we cook her we cook her dinners, obviously, but it's not the same. I don't get the time to spend with her and sit down and actually go through recipes with her and take her out and just enjoy actual family time. So it's good to be able to enjoy that family time. I am healthy. I'm still training. And we're probably looking to fight. I'm not sure. Most likely next year, beginning of next year. I have a stunt job actually that I'm getting ready to do, so that'll hold me up for the next 3 weeks or so, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and just lots of other things on the horizon. We just opened up a taco restaurant, and putting a lot of energy into that as well.
Oh wow! So a taco restaurant right in Albuquerque?
Yep.
Beautiful. And then you've had some experience in film before. What's the stunt job life like? Is that completely new?
I've had my SAG card for a while now. I would say for a good 10 years that I've been in and out of doing stunts in different movies and stuff like that. But it's just one of those things. I would love to get more involved in it. But it's kind of like, are you the right size, right type for the person that you're doubling? And then it's just it's all about timing. A lot of the times, they'll call me for a job and I'll be in camp. And so so I have to pass up on those offers. But when I'm open, I'm totally down for it. And it's lots of fun. You get to meet people from all around the world that are super dedicated to their craft. The stunt crew are always fun to hang out with, because a lot of them are, our former athletes, motocross athletes, and a lot of them ride bulls, and it's just it's when you start to listen to their stories and stuff like that, it's kind of like birds of a feather.
Wow. Very many talents here. So you keeping an eye kind of on maybe the Claudia Gadelha, Yao Jinan fight? I know you said you're really busy, but maybe you're eyeing up a little bit of an opponent, or is it just way too early to even think about that?
I think I keep an eye on all the opponents, or on all the girls in the division. And it is kind of everything's kind of up in the air right now. Yeah, for sure. Keeping keeping a close eye on all the girls and seeing how the landscape turns out by the end of the year.
I gotcha. Okay, so shift gears a little bit. I mean, here at RotoWire, we do fantasy sports, sports betting, all that stuff. I saw a recent promo on your Instagram page where you kind of offered up a quick pick against the spread here. So that, of course, is the stuff that definitely catches our eyes over here. I mean, I'm just curious if, like, you yourself, do you know going into a fight if you're the Vegas favorite or the underdog? Does your corner know, or does that just stay so free from mind? You know, you're so dialed in and focused at the time.
You know, we usually know. It's not something that I spend too much time or focus on.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think I do find it quite interesting to see where I fall in the bets, because I'm not much of a vocal fighter, you know, and I do think that they can kind of sway the way people you know, place their bets or put the fighters as far as being the favorite or not the favorite. And so I always get a kick out of it when I'm not the favorite and I know I'm winning.
Yep.
So
Helping people win money for sure. Yeah, absolutely. What about teammates? Do you ever follow any of that? Like, I know Holly was a little bit of an underdog too in her most recent fight. You ever get in on any of that action with the new partner or not so much?
I get nervous betting on my teammates, but I have 100% complete, like,
Mm-hmm.
not trust. I have 100% faith in all my teammates that they're going to win, because I get to see what everybody else doesn't get to see in their training.
Oh, exactly.
Like when Holly fought Ronda, she was a huge underdog. And again, that's why I go back to Holly's not a you know, a crap talker, and she doesn't like she just puts her head down and she grinds, she gets to work. But she was such a huge underdog, and it was just so funny to me because we all knew, you know, what she was about to do. Yeah. And oh gosh, how much?
She was plus 800 or something like that, and I had seen maybe a lot of like the corner, you know, kind of got in on that action. Definitely a huge payday. That's awesome.
How much did we make when you bet on Holly? 20,000. My husband.
Awesome.
And he didn't tell me because, like, again, like Holly's like one of my best friends, you know, and so I usually don't bet on, you know, my friends, because I already know it's already nerve-wracking enough. But like as the fight gets going, Josh is like, babe, I put money down. I'm like, what?
Yes.
What are you talking about? You put money down? It made me even more nervous. And he's like, yeah, he made a, what is it called when you make two different bets? So he made a bet where Holly wins no matter what. Yeah. And then he made another bet that she knocks Ronda out in the second, and he got both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are props, and you can usually get, you know, I said plus 800 outright. I didn't even write down what she was as a second round finish. Probably like, you know, plus 2,000, 3,000, more than that. Something crazy when you're an underdog. So that's amazing. Congratulations. That's a great story. I love that.
It's the best feeling in the world. I had just come off a fight myself, and I broke my hands. And I remember we were in this huge, it was like actually like an amphitheater in one of the casinos here in Albuquerque. And usually that's where Holly fought when she was here fighting locally. And so we just packed a house there, and it was on this huge screen that we all watched. And I remember, you know, Ronda like catching her, you know, like jumping on her back and trying to go for that armbar. And I was like on my toes, and I was like, and as soon as Holly got out of it, I was like, yes! And I slammed my hand on the table, and I had forgotten all about my broken hand. And I was like, God! I was just, after she got out of the armbar, I knew it was over, you know?
That's amazing. That's a great story. Anyone else coming up that you're looking at? I mean, do you look at lines for other ones? I mean, like, would you make a pick for Hall Silva or Teixeira Santos, anything like that coming up or not?
I love playing with all that stuff, but I mean, if you look at my track record, I'm pretty bad. I always tell people what my picks are, and then they come out the complete opposite. So I'm like, I don't know.
I gotcha. Yeah. Hey, listen, we're in the business of making picks, and we're very hit or miss all the time. What about so you see, you had Gaethje this weekend. You know, so a lot of our staff had Gaethje. That was a tough one. You know, he was really doing some damage to those legs to begin with. I mean, he looks good. He looks like a new fighter. I mean, if he fights Conor, do you got him?
Oh, absolutely. I have Gaethje for sure. And also, you know, there are so many things that go into a fight. It's so hard to gauge because, you know, like I tell it like everything has to be aligned. You know, like the stars have to align in order for you. It's kind of like how much of a miracle it is to get pregnant. You know, one of those things. And I don't think people realize it, but there's so much that goes into it, like the entire camp, and then are there any injuries during the camp, and then are you having any personal issues going on? How was fight week? Did somebody say something during an interview that ticked you off? Did something happen when you're walking into the cage, when they closed the cage behind you? Did you look across the cage, and did something switch in your head to make you get out of the zone? There's so many things that happen that people don't see or understand, that especially in MMA, because there's so many variables.
Even just being 100% healthy, you're just a little nicked up in camp, I can imagine.
Yeah, and so I think the emotions were super high for both Gaethje and Khabib. Khabib I just think he was on a mission, and I honestly felt like he wanted to try to secure a win as fast as possible, because I think he kind of he felt a bit guilty, going against his mother's wishes. So he was like trying to finish that fight as soon as possible. And it was just like, that was his mission. And he was tunnel vision for sure. You could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that story that kind of DC told about he's going to go for the triangle instead, because he didn't want to break his arm in front of his family, because he knew he wouldn't tap. That's just all so amazing to me. I do want to switch gears. This is a question that came from one of my writers. He always mentions that you used to fight at atom weight in Invicta, and pretty much says you'd be a shoo-in for atom weight champ if it existed in the UFC today. Is there any chance of that ever happening, or like if a belt were on the line, could you push down that far?
Absolutely. If a belt was on the line, I think that would probably be one of the biggest reasons to go down to 105. My husband doesn't like me that little. Yeah. I think he enjoys me a little bigger. But if it was worth my while to go down, absolutely I would. When I moved into the UFC, I had to make sure that there were no excuses for the reason that I was going up. And so, I completely dove into the strawweight division and accepted that as my division. I took a lot of time and put a lot of energy into putting on good muscle. And so that might be something that might make me a little sad, is that I would have to cut into some of my muscle. But like I said, if there was an opportunity and it was worth my while, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. We'll wrap it up. You've got Family Feud airing Thursday, 8 Eastern on ABC. I think I've got that right. What was that experience like? Were you watch game shows a lot growing up? Was that one of your favorites, or what were your favorites?
I love Family Feud, especially with Steve Harvey as the host, because he doesn't have to say anything. His facial expressions, when he's just like, I get the best kick out of all his facial expressions. And so to have the opportunity to be on Family Feud with my UFC family against boxers, it was amazing. Everybody everybody with the crew, Steve Harvey, the people that we competed against, everybody was so nice, and it was just such a amazing, fun day. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't give away too much, but it was a great day.
I can't wait to check that out. Not to give away too much, but can I ask who the smartest person on your team was, or are you going to get in trouble? I won't ask the opposite of it. I'll see who the smartest one was.
You're going to have to tune in to check it out. It was lots of fun.
Okay. All right. Last one. Is Henry really that cringe in real life, or is it totally different? I got to ask, because I saw that he's on your team too.
No, Henry's a good guy. He really is. I remember talking to him after I fought Carla, and I think, was he on the card? I think he was on the card. He had just retired, and so I remember talking to him, and him giving me some really good advice as far as how to win. He was like, "You can win. You just got to commit." And like little nuggets of gold coming from a world champion, a fighter as Cejudo is great. And no, he definitely plays up the cringe aspect of it all. He's a good guy.
Of course, a lot of people got to play that character for sure. All right, well, thank you so much, Michelle, for taking a moment to sit down with us. Everyone here at RotoWire wishes you the best of luck in your upcoming fights, pursuit of the belt. Definitely remember to check out Michelle on Instagram at Hottie MMA, and of course check out Family Feud Thursday night. That's 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. And thanks again, Michelle, for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. Anytime.
All right.